Hello, everybody, and welcome to the City of Oceanside's workshop on our WaterSmart meter program. My name is Sarah Davis, and I am the project manager for Oceanside's WaterSmart meters. I'm joined here today with Rachel Coulis, who is our lead for our community outreach. You might have spoken to her on the phone if you've called our number, spoken to anyone about this project. Rachel is going to be helping today with the chat and doing our moderation. So you can go ahead and throughout the presentation, feel free to type questions into the chat or into the Q&A. And then we're going to go ahead and answer those at the very end of the presentation. Just a quick overview of what's in store for today. We're going to describe what the WaterSmart meter program is, a description of the meter installation process, the customer portal, what you can expect, and then we'll go over that Q&A. Before I do get started, I wanted to address a couple things that have been maybe misconceptions about the project. I'm going to go into more detail about these throughout the presentation, but I did just want to address them first. Since a lot of people have them on top of mind. The City of Oceanside and our staff is not actively monitoring individual customer information unless we are troubleshooting specific problems with specific customers. The hourly water use information you receive in the WaterSmart customer portal through your meter is a tool for the customers to better understand and track how you use water and to track and to monitor potential leaks within your own property. The WaterSmart meters that we are installing do not have the capability of remotely restricting flow or remotely being turned off by the City of Oceanside. So that's not something that anyone needs to worry about. The City of Oceanside is also not sending any individual customer information or data to other agencies or the state. Just like your water information and customer information currently, all customer information is kept private and will continue to be with these new meters. And this is not new technology that the City of Oceanside is using. Other agencies and cities have been using similar smart meters for decades and has proven to be a very successful tool for customers to gain greater transparency on your water usage prior to billing to help monitor and adjust as we move forward. So let's start with explaining what the WaterSmart meters are. Once the water meters are installed, they will accurately read home and business water use. It will track your usage and offer you near real-time data. The meter records your use every hour, so it is not monitoring when you are using water, but rather the total amount that is being used that hour. So, for example, if you go to the shower and run your dishes, and irrigate all within that hour. We can't tell you when you were showering or what time you were irrigating. We can just say during that hour you used a total amount of X amount of gallons per water, so that you can adjust. You know when you're doing your own processes throughout that system. The technology encrypts this water use information and then remotely sends it across a secure and safe wireless network. It provides online access to all of our customers via the city's WaterSmart customer portal, which is available to you at any time. So you can sign on outside of City of Oceanside operating hours and get information about your water use. And we are also replacing all the meters throughout the City of Oceanside. So this is a very large undertaking, and we are expected to be done by the end of this year. So the city carefully selected these meters because they are safe. The water use data, like I said, is sent wirelessly from the meter. It is using an encrypted low-powered radio signal that operates at 900 megahertz licensed frequency with a peak output of 1 watt. So these meters are compliant with the Federal Communications Commission's health and safety standards. These frequencies that I mentioned before on our meters are much lower than many common household devices. So your microwave, your TV, your Bluetooth headphones or your cell phone that everybody uses, those are much higher radio frequencies than these meters that we're using. It's also really important to note that these meters only transmit for a millisecond at a time, and they communicate for less than 1 minute total every day. So your meter is not always turned on or running. It will send out a signal and then that radio frequency goes away. And it's also really good to note that these meters are underground and away from homes. So that also tempers some of that signal. Sorry, Rachel. So let's go into what that WaterSmart customer portal is. The customer portal is a free online tool, and it's a really important piece of this upgrade. It's private and secure platform that customers are able to use to be able to log in and look at water use data at a current and a historical feet. So me personally, I live in the city of Oceanside. I've lived in my home for 8 years. I got my meter last year. I can see all of my historical information from previously at this current location before my AMI meter, and then now that I have my WaterSmart meter, the hourly data. So you'll be able to see both. This portal allows you then to track your usage and compare it to previous years, see how you're using that, and it kind of gives you more information about how you're using water and to adjust to your seasonal usage. The portal also provides leak alerts. So this is set up to automatically alert customers when there is a potential leak. It is through email. You can change that leak alert to be something that you receive via phone or via text message. It also provides personalized recommendations for how you can save water, ways to apply for rebates, if we're offering any workshops. All of that is available through the portal. And we also are sending important information about this WaterSmart meter program through the portal. So we encourage everybody to go ahead and sign up. So your privacy is very important to the city of Oceanside. Your household's water use, the timing of that use is private and secure. Not only is your water use data sent wirelessly from the WaterSmart meter, it is also encrypted, so there's no identification that someone could see for your specific meter or home location with overall water use. Customers are set up with an individual account that requires a private password. The city of Oceanside staff does not have access to that password or the ability to see that password or any of that information. And then city staff will not be reviewing individual customer water use unless a customer calls and we are troubleshooting specifically with that customer. A big portion of this project is greater transparency. So the city wants to provide customers with more information about your personal water use to make customers more aware about your use, be able to detect a leak sooner than a month. So monthly readings can allow a leak to go unnoticed, which can potentially see some unforeseen, excessive or expensive damage to your home. Walls, foundation, landscaping. These meters allow you to be more proactive in that potential leak and also understand how you're consuming water throughout the period. We're about 75% installed right now throughout the city of Oceanside, and there has been overwhelmingly amount of people that are calling and saying they just weren't aware of how much water they were using when they were irrigating, or they thought that they were doing something more efficient and they were looking at their washing machine timing and realizing how much water they were using. So I think it's a really good tool to just get a better understanding how you're using water throughout the month. So there are benefits to the city of Oceanside for implementing this WaterSmart meter project. It will allow us to enhance and streamline our customer service. You're able to contact the city of Oceanside directly through the WaterSmart portal via email, and we're able to respond. It also allows us to view your water use information with you on the phone and kind of go through a step-by-step strategy if something were to come up. We are also replacing aging infrastructure. So most of the meters within our service area are 10 to 15 years old. So they needed to be replaced, or they're at the end of their useful life. So that's why we're doing this project. It is also saving staff time by discontinuing in-person meter readings. It's reducing our environmental impacts for city operations by not deploying 7 to 8 trucks every day to drive around the city just to read Oceanside customer water meters. It provides more transparent water information to our customers. And then it also helps us by allowing customers to identify leaks. And so we are saving water, which is great for everyone. And then it does work with our WaterSmart customer portal. So I know I've mentioned a lot about the WaterSmart meter and the WaterSmart customer portal, and it might be a little bit confusing on which is which. So I'm going to try and identify the benefits to customers separately here so you can kind of see how both benefit. The WaterSmart meter will accurately read the water entering a property, so business or home, every hour. It safely and securely transmits that water use information to our customer portal. We are replacing aging infrastructure, and then there's no additional cost to customers for replacing that meter. The customer portal is a private online portal that allows increased billing transparency to our customers. You are able to access that 24/7 and receive near real-time information. It identifies and sends potential leak alerts. You have access to rebates, and coming soon, you will be able to pay your bill on this portal. So it's one less login. And here's a great tool to kind of depict why the WaterSmart meter is so important to our customers. A lot of people are unaware that the customer's responsibility for water piping starts at the meter. So all of the water service lateral that comes from the meter into the home is the customer's responsibility. You can see that here on the blue line that says water service lateral at the top. Where that orange line starts, which is right after the meter, that's exactly where the customer is responsible for. So if there's a leak or anything there that damages your property, or anything like that, landscaping, you are responsible for that. So this meter will allow you to identify if you're having continuous water flow through your meter due to a leak on your side of the property, which you can fix before having some serious costs or damage. So a little bit of background about the actual installation. So we are upgrading all of the meters throughout the city of Oceanside. This is done by a contractor, Concord Utility Services. There's a picture of one of their workers and their trucks at the top right hand of this corner. All of the work is done outside of your home. So it's at the meter box. There's no reason for anyone to need to enter your property or your home. Some people's meters might be behind a fence gate, so they would need to enter that gated area, but there's no reason for them to enter your home. They all have picture IDs and uniforms, and then their trucks should all have, there's a picture below of a magnet right below the person in the truck. All of their trucks will have a magnet that says city contractor for WaterSmart meters with a customer care line for specifically this project. So you can always call that number if you're unaware or anything like that, but you will see them when they're doing installation, several of these trucks in your neighborhood. So they'll be there for a couple of days. They go down one by one down the neighborhood. So they won't just be coming most likely to your home unless there was something specific they needed to work on. On the day of installation, a customer, the Concord utility worker, will come to your door, knock. If you're there, they will provide you this notice on the right-hand side of the slide that it shows you or gives you a little bit more information about the WaterSmart meter. If you do not knock, they will leave this notice for you at your door. You do not need to be present, but we do ask that you make sure that your meter is accessible. So if there's not a vehicle parked on top, or if there is a locked gate, that the gate is unlocked. There'll be a short interruption to your service, about 30 minutes. Most of the time it's less than that, around 15. But we say 30 minutes just to give them a little bit of extra time. If it is not a good time for you when they knock on your door, if you're getting your kids ready to go to school, or you have to jump in the shower or do something like that, and you have to have water for this next period of time, just let them know. They can move ahead and go on to another home and come back when you're either not home or there's a better time that day. There's no need for you to do it right then. Let's say you are in the shower or you're not home and your dishes are being washed and your dishwasher is going. They do check the meter and they can see if water is actively being used, and they won't exchange that meter if something's being used to prevent any leaks or disruption to anybody's shower time or something that's going on. And finally, I did just want to show or re-highlight how to really take advantage of this meter, which is to enroll in the customer service portal. It is a safe and secure online platform. That's really how you're going to see and manage your water use. And it offers you 24/7 near real-time information coming in to the portal. So with that, we can move on to any questions. I did just want to highlight the customer information line that is on this slide right now. That is a voicemail service that goes to people on our WaterSmart project team. You can go ahead and leave a voicemail if you have any questions that you think of after this workshop, or you're watching this recorded and you want to ask us. You can go ahead, leave a voicemail, and your call will be returned within 1 business day. If there is an emergency, like during your installation, you notice something crazy happened or your water is wrong right after the install, we do ask that you call the city directly and not this customer line, since it is a voicemail service. But it is a great, if you have any issues that can wait a business day to be answered. Oh, Rachel, you're muted.
We did get some questions during your presentation, so I'll go ahead and pose those to you.
Great.
Are we able to log on to the WaterSmart website before we get our new meter, or must we wait until we actually have it?
No, you can log on to the WaterSmart customer portal now. If you have a utility account, you will have something currently that you can view. It will just show you your monthly total. So it'll be the same thing that you see on your water bill right now. And then 24 to 48 hours after you receive your new meter, you'll be able to see that hourly data.
Next question is this only going on residential meters, or will landscaping meters and developments be metered as well?
All meters throughout the city of Oceanside will have this. So it is customer, residential, landscape, commercial properties, multifamily properties, every single meter, agriculture, every meter that we have in the city of Oceanside will have a new WaterSmart meter.
But the link in the Zoom notice, we talked about this before the webinar started, Sarah. The link in the Zoom notice that's supposed to have the recordings got a page not found message. What is the correct one?
Oh, it is. We can send it out in an email after this. So when we send out, there's a recording. We can do it right after this workshop as well. But if you go to the City of Oceanside's webpage and type in WaterSmart meter program, that will pop right up on the water utilities homepage of the City of Oceanside's homepage. It's also on the left-hand bar that says WaterSmart meter program. And it has all of our information on there. It has a copy of the mailer you received. It has copies of an FAQ document, some information about customers, how to sign up for WaterSmart, a bunch of information on there. So if you have questions, you can jump on there, and we can also send it out afterwards as well.
Right. And just really quick, the reason for that page not being found is because the city recently updated their entire website system. And so unfortunately, even though It was promised that all of the links would remain. They did not. So we can't reroute them, unfortunately.
Yeah, the city of Oceanside also has a YouTube channel, which is where all of these are recorded. So if you go to YouTube and say City of Oceanside, go to our official page, you can type in WaterSmart meter workshops, and there will be all of the ones that we've had to date.
Okay, another question. Will the new meters be in the same place as the current ones, in the ground next to the street by my house, in this person's case?
Yes, it'll be in the exact same spot as your current meter. All we are doing is exchanging the meter that's there. So the box that it is in and the piping will all remain the same. There is a meter that connects to your piping and the city of Oceanside's piping. We're just taking that meter out of the ground. So everything else will remain the same. You probably have a new lid, which you might not have even noticed that was already there, but that everything else will remain the same.
Will this reduce any of the service charges on my current water bills due to labor savings from eliminating manual meter reads?
Most of those service charges are actually charges from the San Diego County Water Authority, as well as Metropolitan Water District that the city of Oceanside receives from purchasing imported water. So this project in particular will not be reducing service charges for that. If you have more questions about a specific service charge and you want information, we do have information on the city of Oceanside's billing, utility billing website that has, a breakdown of all of the different charges and fees. You can also talk to any of our billing staff and they can explain in more detail about what each of those fees are covering. And we can kind of go over that as well.
When can we expect this to happen? I assume that they mean the meter install.
So right now we have 17 routes or cycles with the city of Oceanside, and we're talking to 3 different cycles at this workshop. So we will be starting installs next week at some of the locations. Others will last for through the end of August. So what you will receive, and why we encourage you to sign up for the WaterSmart customer portal, is an email when you get closer to your actual install date, so that you have, a time frame, within the next couple of weeks, someone will be at your property to do that install. So we do encourage you to sign up for that workshop, so you have, or that portal, so that you have more notice.
Water shutoffs be coordinated for retail centers with multiple tenants. We manage a large commercial retail center.
If you have a large property, you will be contacted directly from our either City of Oceanside staff or our consultants to schedule a time that works for your property. You're a completely different turn shut down than the 30-minute interruption for residential. You can call this customer line and we'd be happy to kind of talk you through that process, and we can look at when your property is scheduled or might be scheduled to be installed. So they're on a large properties with multiple tenants are on a different timeline.
This person, I think they did it while they're on the call here on the web workshop. I tried to log on to the new site. I think they mean WaterSmart portal, but it didn't work. I used the ID for my current city bill for water. Should I have used another ID?
No, you should use your ID. There are some customers that have some problems logging in. For whatever reason, there's some wrong zip codes sometimes that we need to adjust on the back end. So if that is you, you can give us a call and we can go ahead and walk you through that and make sure that you're set up, and we can work with billing to get everybody on board so that you have access to that portal.
Yeah, I would just call the number on your screen.
Yeah, call the number that's on the screen right there. Yeah. Sorry. Rachel.
And then there's, I kind of saved this one because it's an interesting one. They said, any chance we can get a copy of that background? It is awesome.
Oh, I think this is actually from the City of Oceanside's website. So you should be able to pull it from there, but I am not totally sure. It was part of the city's Zoom backgrounds that we did. I'm sure it's online available, but it is a cool background.
Yeah, if you're really sincere about it, you can also call this number and ask, and we'll see if we can, if you really
Yeah.
want. Yeah. All right, are there any other questions? I've gone through all the ones that have been typed
Great.
in.
Well, I just want to say thank you all for joining us today for the webinar. If questions pop up later, feel free to give us a call. Or if you want to send an email through the customer portal, we'd be happy to address those as well. The recording will be up shortly. Normally that takes a couple of days to get that posted. But you can check our website and we'll send out an email when it's live. So thank you so much.
Oh, hold on, we got
Oh.
one more. Not so fast. Oh, this one is not a question. Thanks for doing this. Nice job.
Great. Thank you, everybody. We really appreciate you coming and hope you have a good rest of your evening.
Oh, wait, hold on, Sarah.
Okay.
Oh, here's another thank you. I'm sorry, they're just not coming up. Oh, everything's a thank you.
Oh, great. Well, thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of